So welcome everybody to Volunteers meeting today, where we aim to share a few things with you: the vision for Global Youth Forum, the 2020 goals, the volunteer strategies, and maybe what we aim to achieve by the end of the year. So welcome. So let me start with you, David. After you have watched the Global Youth Forum vision, what insights do you have? What questions do you have? Or what comments do you have in relation to that?
Okay, thank you, Peter. So I had some questions in mind, and these are the few things that I might have to ask, or and add some comments and some recommendations that I have.
Yeah.
So you say that the main aim of the Global Youth Forum is to help youth create jobs and also to get jobs. That is the aim that you said that the Global Youth Forum looks on. So on my point of view, I am somebody who is interested in the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations. So definitely, personally, I'm an agronomist. I have a degree in agriculture. So, and I'm also planning to pursue my master's. So as a youth, I graduated, I say, on 2020, July last year. And getting jobs in Kenya, where I'm from, is not easy. So the Global Youth Forum is trying to provide a platform for many youths to acquire these jobs and to prosper in whatever they do. Either if you are educated or you are not educated, excuse me. So as I was asking, there are people with skills and those people with no skills. So as a youth, a person who has no skills is a youth that maybe in my place of view, there is somebody that basically has not completed this education level and has no any professional certificate or something like that. But there are some things you said, like you had a talent for football and led you to bring up this formal platform. So I will ask my first question. These youths who have no skills, how is the Global Youth Forum trying to get to them easily? Because for me, I heard about Global Youth Forum, I think in 2020, when I was still in campus. So in campus, you are exposed to many things. Internet, people talking through, okay, things like that. But those people who are in, I say the interior, the rural areas, how is the Global Youth Forum trying to reach them in those areas, okay? That is my first question. My second question I will have to ask is to the people, the professionals, people who have certificates, in these professional views in agriculture, engineering, communication, sports, and all those things. So Peter said that when he was young, he used to play football and all those things, and led him when he went to campus. He also still played football, and then he got into Global Youth Forum. So Peter is a professional. I'm not sure if you did that sales and marketing when you were in campus. I'm not sure. You will tell us about that, but you are a professional and you came up to bring up a platform that other professionals like you can bring change into the world. Okay. So my first question on the professional, okay. So when you get someone who was already graduated, okay, but Global Youth Forum, let me put it like this: have Global Youth Forum tried to penetrate the institution, the higher learning institutions? My point of higher learning institution is from, let me say, from high school to campus. So those people from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4 up to the university levels. Have Global Youth Forum tried to get to them? Share your views, share what, because that is the basic thing that I think can help people know more of what we are doing. Okay. So what can we do to make these people know what Global Youth Forum is doing? Okay. Because what I see on the platform right now, I can only see me, Nava, and you. Okay. Even the volunteers for 2022, I don't know what happened. In my personal view, I cannot suggest what has happened to them. But when we come around and share ideas from different places, that is when we can grow as a Global Youth Forum. Okay. And the third question I'll have to ask, it's about the SDGs. This had to come last. Sustainable Development Goals is something that is recent and is very trending, and people are really keen on it. Okay. So me as a young person, I'll definitely say that I'm more concerned on the part of the Sustainable Development Goals that at least I can put some effort and see some change that I can bring to the community that I come from. So I told you I graduated and job is hard. So I was just in the internet looking, hey, what will I do? What will I do? So then I found Global Youth Forum. Okay. And I said, I saw your pictures in the beach in Kilifi. I don't know if it's Kilifi or Mombasa, I'm not sure. I said, okay, you guys are doing something. And I also wanted to, engaging people, socializing, knowing what people do. I said, hey, let me try and see where this thing will take me to, okay? So in the Sustainable Development Goals, what I love to ask.
Yeah.
So Peter, you said that you have placed the Global Youth Forum under one umbrella of I think you said it is Peace, Justice, and Strong Institution, SDG number 16, is the umbrella that is covering the other, I think, almost 8 other standard sustainable development goals. Okay. So me as somebody who is doing agriculture, I was very proud when you said that under this umbrella, you'll be covering there is no poverty and zero hunger. That is, those parts of SDG are what I am really into. Zero hunger and no poverty as a person of agriculture. So that is what I will have to recommend and say, at least I'll have something to, if something comes up, I have something to present or to make change about, because in this field, I know I can do something, okay? I have the skills, and interacting with you people, I know there will be some professionals who will be there and we can go through these things together. Right. So I think I'll just stop with there. Yeah. Thank you, Peter.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, David. I'll jump onto them lastly. So Rolf, you may want to turn your camera on so we can know who you are. And then Rogers also, you might want to turn your camera so we know who you are. So maybe then Rogers, Damini, and probably Nava, and even Rolf. We got 4 more minutes, and we are taking 10 minutes purely for this one because we want to understand where each and everyone is coming from. Looking at the presentation for our vision, because there is where we have to anchor this in. So anything you might want to add, you might want to just share with us, please. Ask it and we will just deal with it right away and just give you an angle of what we think. So anyone jump on and just try to keep it as brief as you can so that we spend the next 3 minutes wisely, and then I can take quick minutes to answer them. So thank you all. So let me jump to Rogers and then Rolf, and then maybe Nav and then Damini.
Hi, Rolf. Will you be unmuting yourself?
All right, so as we wait for members to just like jump on and share what they have in terms of the questions. So, David, reaching the marginalized communities. You see you are in Migori. And if you are following last year, we did an SDG in a local school. So what we are looking to do to reach the marginalized in the community, just like you being in Migori and knowing what we do, we will count on you to help us reach those marginalized in your community. Because as Peter, I can just be somewhere in a corner. I can be in that beach you are saying, but I can't reach all people. But because you've volunteered with us, we will count on you to help us reach those in the marginalized community. And any volunteer in this particular room, what we do is not limited only to us. You will get the opportunities to go and reach those in the marginalized communities. And I know you touched on those who don't have the skills. In a way or another, every human being who can breathe and is of sound mind have got a skill. I will give you a quick example. For example, somebody have a car wash. You only need a week, then you have the skills to go wash a car. You are a farmer, getting a djembe and you have the energy. You can go in the farm and start even planting. You can prepare a seed bed. So in a way, every single human being who joins Global Youth Forum, we believe that you at least get something. You got something that can help us, that can help you achieve your goal, if you see what I mean. And then you come to higher institutions of learning. Only I didn't know how but you said you got us online. We've been partnering with the University of Nairobi Apakabete campus, where probably if you went to University of Nairobi doing agriculture, you might have been in that campus. We've partnered with even University of Nairobi Mombasa campus. We've done some of our events in various institutions. And that's one way we've been creating awareness. So I wanted to jump on that one. And then looking at SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. At the end of the day, we are dealing with institutions, even people. But for us to have that peace, you can't have peace when your stomach is empty. You talked about the poverty and hunger. When you are hungry and you are in poverty, how will you create peace? You will be going around causing chaos, trying to steal other people's food. And when you steal other people's food, you might be causing violence and all that. And that's why our goal 16 sums nearly every single element. So that's just a quick answer. And I know we can have a quick chat at some point just to elaborate more. Fatima, welcome. All right. So with that said, as members just tune in. So members, if you are just joining in, we were just talking about, if you watch the video, what were some of the insights about the vision of Global Youth Forum? What did you find interesting? What could you add on in terms of adding something? So now we will leave that in a corner and we will allow you guys now to share your thoughts on the chats, unless Nava, Damini, or Rogers have something in the next 2 minutes, and then I'll deal with that and then we jump to the next agenda. Thank you all.
All right, so very great questions by David, and thanks, Peter, for sharing some of the past activities that you've done, and also how you're continuously reaching out to youth from very different demographics. And I think some very important point that you made that I want to highlight as well is, mobilizing and activating our community, right? And that's why we have members, because as one person, there's only so much any one of us can do, right? And so we need to help the organization, help each other, and also help our local communities in the ways that we can. And that's where I think, Peter, you mentioned a very good point about how, David, you're in the community yourself, right? And you would know what is applicable in your space and your neighbors and your friends. And so that's where, you could come in as well, right? And to share your knowledge, to share your skills, and to mobilize other youth in the space, and to bring up the skills that they have. And of course, I think in an organization, there's so many skills that we can focus on. And so given any amount of time, we can also identify either hard skills or soft skills that are very transferable. And I think from my very short time with GYF in the last couple of months, I think some of the workshops I have seen does look at soft skills that are transferable as well. So I think regardless of your background or education level, so for example, communication skills, right? That is something that's very transferable and that's important in any kind of given space. So I think that's something that we also look at, right? How can the curriculum bridge the gap in terms of skill sets from soft skills to hard skills? And of course, this will take some time and it will require youth to also be very actively engaged. So hopefully in the coming years, we can continue to build the community of learners, right? To get them to be very engaged and to continuously come back and keep building up their skill sets as well.
Thanks so much, Nava, for echoing that. So, David, we also got something on Youth Agri-Venture, something interesting that you might be keen to explore as we move forward. So, Damini, do you want to jump on and also just capture something you have that touched you when we were making the video? And then Rogers, as we move on. So, just because those are my two executives, and I love them also just to take time to introduce themselves maybe to the public. So let me now before I jump on, people forget stuff. So let me welcome Damini to introduce herself and just tell her what inspires her to be in this team. And then I go to Rogers also to share with us about himself and what inspires him to be in this particular team. So Damini.
Thank you so much, Peter. Sorry, my internet is a bit unstable, so I'll be switching off my camera at some point. But David, good questions there. And you spoke something to do with the skills. So each and everyone has a different skill. And the good thing about Global Youth Forum is that we are diverse on the skills. So we don't restrict you to, like, for example, if we're organizing football tournaments, so you have to like football for you to be part of Global Youth Forum. So if you have a different skill, for example, in agribusiness, then you can always start your own thing and you can invite us, and then we see how we can be part of that thing. So each and everyone has a skill. It's just you need to like see what you can do using that skill. So the good thing about Global Youth Forum and why I have been in Global Youth Forum for the past 6 years is they are transparent, they are open to ideas, they are not restricted that you're supposed to do this. You can do whatever you want, as long as you're meeting the goals and the requirements of the organization, then we are good to go. So you can always share your ideas on what you want to do or what is lacking in Migori County that you want to bring the change there, and then we can see how we can fit in there and help you. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Damini. So over to you, Rogers.
Thank you, Peter. Sorry, also, I think my internet is low, so I'll just have to turn off my camera. Okay, I've just been following, but not for a while, but I'd just like to thank maybe Nava and all the volunteers that have joined us today. I'm Rogers Kimtai, and the organizing secretary, Global Youth Forum this year. And I'm very glad to have been given this position. It is part of just developing also as a volunteer to Global Youth Forum. So thank you, Peter, for this opportunity. And I hope to deliver as I had set my goals. And just to mention that I joined Global Youth Forum in 2019 while still a student at the Technical University of Mombasa, and just graduated last year. And all through, I've been a volunteer at Global Youth Forum, and it has been amazing because the main reason why I joined Global Youth Forum at first is because of I saw the commitment when it came to maybe taking action and all that. And also Peter and Damini were very motivating people, and I wanted to be part of this team. And also one of the long-term visions for Global Youth Forum is the sports community sports center, and this is one thing that I'm also passionate about. I'm passionate about football and all that, and because they also had the Football for Peace programs, these were all inspirations, and that is why I decided that Global Youth Forum was a good platform for me to grow and also to attain my goals about. And I had some personal goals when it came to football and all that. And I think with Global Youth Forum, I saw that when I partner with Global Youth Forum, I'll be able to achieve this personal goal myself at a much faster rate and all. And I think that was very inspiration for me. Just to add that apart from the community sports center and all that, Global Youth Forum inspires young people to take up leadership position, to do action, to take up responsibilities. And also while at the university, this was challenging and all that, but I got to learn a lot. I got to participate in various events, and I got to acquire various skills. And I think that is one of the reasons why I'm still here today, because every day I'm learning. And also there is also a lot of support from my colleagues, and that is why I love to be part of Global Youth Forum. So for maybe anyone that is maybe new volunteers that are wondering maybe what Global Youth Forum has to offer, there's a lot to offer, and as you've watched the video on the Global Youth Forum vision and all that. I'm sure that there's some things you've picked up. David has talked about agriculture and all that, and I think Peter is doing some good work in that area. And okay, I think that is my part on why I joined Global Youth Forum and why I'm still here. And I think I'll be here for a long period of time, because it's all about learning. And so thank you, Peter.
Okay, that was like a summary of the event in a nutshell. So thanks so much, Roger. So in the house, I know that Minnie will be presenting this shortly after this one, but I got an advisor in the house. We've done a few things together this year, and we'll just see the real change that is coming to GYF moving into 2022 and onwards. So her name is Nava, and I just want Nava now to officially introduce herself and just tell us what attracted her to be part of this particular team. So Nava, talk to us.
Hi, thanks, Peter. So my name is Nava. I'm based in Singapore, and I'm a business consultant. I have been mostly working with like startups, and I work on projects I'm very passionate about. In the last year and a half, I've mostly been working on projects that scale social and environmental impact. So I was attending a couple of events, and it was one of those events in which I actually met Peter at first. And that was an event that had got to do with the Sdgs and the UN. And following that, we connected online, right? And that's when I heard about what Peter was doing with GYF. And I joined some of the events by the organization. And I also got to meet the team like Damini and Rogers and other volunteers as well as other speakers and guests, right? And I was very much like why I've stayed on, I think, has been very much got to do with the team itself, where I think the youth, right, this is a youth-led organization. Everyone has been very, not just inspirational, but very passionate about what you're doing. And I'm very inspired by the fact that you have kept at this. I think it takes a lot of commitment to do this year after year. And that has been incredible to see, right? That you have been very consistent with the work that you're doing and how you're very consistent about reaching the goals that you're looking to do. And so that's why I said, right, when it comes to volunteering, sometimes it can be easier to not be a part of that change. It takes a lot to go out of your way to put yourself out there and to keep driving towards the change that you're working towards. So that's why I've decided to stay on. And when you asked me to be the advisor for the year, I was very happy to, bring either some of my expertise or experience or a lot of the things I've learned in different organizations to this organization, right? So that we can maybe not make the same mistakes, but also to kind of like co-design the curriculum and build back better this year. So that's why I'm here. And I've been very, I think it's been such a privilege working with the team, and I'm very excited for the year and meeting everyone here today. And I look forward to what we do in the year ahead.
Thanks so much, Navan. Thanks, everyone. So Damini, please jump on and take probably 3 minutes to take us what we've achieved so far. So why Damini one? Damini, as you prepare your slide, when it's up, I'll just allow you to jump on. But we want to take you through a journey because we can't tell you that we want to take you to heaven. Well, we haven't even made a step somewhere. So we want to take you through our quick journey to just see what we've achieved and why we think we can achieve the dream or the vision we have. So Damini, over to you.
Thank you, Peter. I'll just share my presentation. Hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it my end, yeah.
Great. So I'll be sharing the achievements GYF has achieved from the year it was started, that is in 2015 to 2021, and a few additions just as we started in 2022. So the first year was 2015, where this was the birth of Global Youth Forum. So we started with a youth symposium, and we had these 11 departments at the beginning of the organization. Then we started with our first Football for Peace tournament. So this football tournament didn't just start the other day. It was from the time Global Youth Forum was born. So the first one was with a theme of walking away from drugs. So it was to help the youth how they can walk away from drugs. And we engaged 16 football teams, empowering 200 youth through this. The next one, then we continued with the major events, that is the Inter-County Peace Futsal. So we changed our theme from drug abuse to now how we can build peace amongst the youth. So this was in 2016, where we held Football for Peace tournament in Mombasa County, engaging 16 football teams with 200 youth to promote peaceful coexistence. So this was the event that we paid Mombasa Sports Club a fee of 52,500, but yet they didn't give us the required resources, that is the field was not marked, and we faced several challenges. So we learned through those challenges, and that's how we now build, or people still look forward to our tournaments as of now. Coming to the same 2016, we had a Football for Peace tournament in Nairobi County, where we engaged 24 football teams and 300 youth. So this was like, we tried to get 24 football teams, but out of all the 24, only one football team decided to pay the registration fee, and therefore we never paid the winning team the cash prize of 50,000, because if you don't pay something, you don't get. So you have to pay. It's always like you give something to get something. So it was a successful event, but because of a few things, we had to dig into our pockets to make the event run. So it's always a learning process as well. 2016, again, we had another tournament in Siaya County. It was a small tournament engaging 5 football teams and reaching out to 50 youths on how we can build peace in our country. Moving to 2017 is when we had the Football for Peace tournament. This was the year when Peter, who the CEO, had traveled to UK to gain more skills, and I was left behind to run these tournaments and to run the entire Global Youth Forum for that particular year. So I decided, or I managed to get 100 football teams through my hard work, and it was a tough year because being a girl organizing a football team was not advanced, but thank you to our corporate partner Mombasa Cement, who jumped in and supported us and supported the youth. So through that year, we managed to raise 19,400 through this particular event. Coming to 2018, we had Inter-County Peace Futsal Championship. We also had 2 charity car wash events through which we raised Kenyan shillings 10,650. So this was when we partnered with University of Nairobi. They gave us their car parking space where we go there and we wash cars. Then we also innovated Chekana 110 campaign, where each member or each supporter of Global Youth Forum or a friend can just contribute 110 shillings. And through that campaign, we raised 22,548 shillings. 2019, we hosted 2 football tournaments. So that was one in April where we hosted one for the youth, and then the one in August, we hosted one for corporates. So we hosted 9 beach sport challenges with an aim of creating plastic-free beaches. We had a partnership with University of Nairobi and conducted 11 youth employability workshops. So just like we do virtual workshops that time, we used to do physical workshops at University of Nairobi. We also had a board of trustees team. And as you can see from the picture, through the football tournaments, we built partnerships with corporates, and Absa Bank became one of our key partners where they sponsored a community team to participate in the football tournament. They also helped us in conducting a molding for work interview where they train you on how interviews are done and stuff. So that was a key partner that we managed to get in 2019. Coming to 2020, we now moved from the physical part to the virtual world now because of the COVID pandemic. So we had to move from physical to virtual. So we organized 5 online challenges on civic education, life skills, and entrepreneurships, and hosted 11 virtual influencer series empowering 129 youth. So we had various topics on which we used to empower the young people. Coming to 2021, again, we hosted virtual events, so 9 virtual influencer series events, reaching out to 85 youths on some of the topics that you can see in the picture there. Then we hosted 3 physical events on goal setting and SDGs, empowering 229 youth. And we hosted 3 virtual dialogues, Volunteer Now dialogues, engaging 6 youth. So here we were engaging people on what volunteering and how volunteering can help them achieve their goals and how they can learn new skills through that. So coming to 2022, we just started, and one of our achievements is getting new members or volunteers. So we recruited 10 volunteers, and we also have a board of advisors. As you can see, Nava in the meeting, she's one of our advisors. So we have 3 board of advisors who have joined us to guide us on the way forward and what we can improve from what we used to do previously. So feel free to ask any questions, and thank you so much. Thank you, Peter.
And all right. So thank you for sharing that, Damini. I'm just trying to, Damini, just trying to get a few things here. All right, okay. Damini, you might want to help me with the background settings and such stuff. So you jump on as I speak. So I'm just going to jump on. First, so maybe Damini, you remove the highlight so I can present probably on this one. All right, okay. Guys, can you see my screen? And just let me know if it sometimes gets stuck. So if it does, then I'll share again, okay? Okay, good. So on this one, so I'm sure you guys now can see my screen. I know you guys did submit something in terms of the goals and the projects you did highlight. So to you who have made it in here today, so I'm clapping for you on the chat. So for those of you, our volunteer members who have not made it today, I'm sure you will follow this afterwards and just keep us posted and probably send in your contributions. So mine is to first thank you and welcome you to the GYF team 2022. So to the executive team, Rogers, Damini, welcome again. And thank you for being consistent throughout. And then Nava, thanks for again joining in to represent the board of advisors and the board of trustees and just point us towards the right direction. So thank you all. So if I look at the goals you guys set, I'm not going to read, but we are going to take 3 minutes purely on this one. So if you choose a goal, if you look down there and see a goal, like your personal goal on that particular sheet, and mute yourself and just tell us why that is, why you chose that as your personal goal. So I'm going to take 3 minutes on that, just 3 minutes. So after the 3 minutes is done, we move to the next one. So I'm setting my timer. So choose a goal on that particular screen and just tell us why you are so passionate about that goal and why you think GYF can help you achieve that goal. Over to you. For this one, I'll just be silent as people choose their goals.
Well, maybe Peter, I can just go ahead and start off. Okay, for me, I can see one of the goals, and that was a programming project. So apart from volunteering and all that, I'm also a software engineering student. currently learning online, and one of my goals is coming up with a project this year, and I hope that being able to volunteer for around 2 years now, and getting some technical skills in learning, programming, and all that. I'm looking maybe to work on a project that maybe will be something on volunteering, and also something to do with programming and all that. So I'm looking. I went for this project because one of my main reasons also for taking this software engineering program is to try and use my skills in IT and all that to be able to solve the challenges in volunteering or in our communities. So I hope this programming project will be something very useful, maybe even for GYF, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be an interesting one. Thank you.
Thank you, Rogers. So again, somebody else, so you know who sent that one in. So someone else jump on. We got 1.5 minutes.
Okay, if I'll take the next step to, okay, I can see some goals there. I chose feeding poor people. So basically, what I've always wanted as I grew up is not seeing somebody go hungry. So when I was doing university, I was almost convinced to go and take teaching course. So I told my dad, I want to do agriculture. I want to feed people and ensure that everybody has a people in the local communities as well. So I decided to take my agricultural course. So with this, both theory and all those. So basically, I'll use skills of mine in the most minimal capacity that I have to help the nearest person to me, not to go hungry. So even when I'm staying, I mean kitchen gardens, from containers and all those things, from the gunny bags. So that is not to be paid.
David, our 3 minutes is gone. So yeah. Sorry, guys. So sad, so sad. But what we will do is,
thank you. Okay.
So what we will do, jump to the chat, and then just now pick a goal and then just speak about it. Thank you so much for contributing, Rogers, on the IT project. I hope you guys can still hear me. If you can hear me, just do that for me. All right, okay. So I know Rogers and then David, we got something, and then Aravind and maybe David and all of you, feel free to head to the chat and just engage us on this one. So to get us going, those who haven't spoken, I want you to pick, again, this one, let's do 3 minutes. Yeah, let's do 3 minutes. Pick an idea that you suggested over there and just speak about it. Or, and as other people are speaking, you head to the chat and also just pick something and just talk to us about it. So if you have spoken on the first one, allow those that haven't spoken to speak on this one. Over to you, 3 minutes. We'll be happy to hear from you, Doris, Fatima, Rolf. We'll be so happy to hear from you as well. And then Aravind, also you can jump on and just share. I know you are coming all the way from India. So India, or if I got it wrong, please correct me in the chat so I get it right.
Yes, Peter, you are right only.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So jump on and choose one idea.
So I would like to speak. Yeah, it's teachers empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to speak about this because of the recent trend which has been going on here in Kenya, the banning of schools by students. And I think there is a problem. We need to find the root cause to this and see how we can go about it. You know, some people may think it might be impossible for small group youths to do this, but I believe we can if we join partnerships with others like the, let's say, for example, here in Mombasa, and if we can just start from sub-counties, in small communities, for example, Kisauni sub-county, we go and see the Department of Education there, and we see how we can have meetings, teacher students meeting, and how we can build good relationship with them, and also more so teachers on empowerment in relation to the SDGs. How can I say, you know, there's this introduction now. I don't know how to explain myself, Peter. I think I'll just write it down in the comment section, in the chat section.
Thanks so much, Fatma. In fact, we are just right on time. So thank you for observing that. I like it. So Fatma is coming with empowerment and many things popping up. So now we know. So then looking at, having looked at what you guys had in mind and how you guys want to achieve your goals. So some of you in the platform, Rogers was to speak on this, but we are going to speak on it in details in a short while. But I want you, as we get into this, I want you to imagine a football team, a team like Barcelona, a team like, let's say, Man City that won the English Premier League last season. How do they organize themselves to a level that they win a league? And our league here is to achieve our 2022 goals and also to build the community and the sports center. And that's why we have that football team right there. So as we work, not necessarily, because some of you don't like, no, they do football a little bit, but I want you to think of any sport. What are the elements of a winning team? What characteristics, what ethics and ethos do they apply for them to win that particular match? What role do each member have to play for the team to win? And you look at that, and I will say that this is a very committed team. Having like 9 out of 13 volunteers or members, to me that I can see success already. Look at the goals we have, and we are going to share with you the calendar of events and what we are looking to achieve at the end of the day. That is just like an overview of the community sports center. Imagine if we build that community sports center, everyone in this room will have a job in there, with a good posh office trying to change the world and making just the world a better place. Isn't that amazing, guys? We get you from anywhere you are and you get to our sports center and we look after you as you look after others. And that's the dream. Our hashtags for the year are this: volunteers for SDGs, because we do all this purely on volunteerism. I'm also a volunteer. Nava is a volunteer. Damini is a volunteer. All of us are volunteers. But now we are graduating now to members who really want to drive that change and make the world a better place. Because we originated from Football for Peace, we want to keep that one going, Football for Peace. If you give people peace, it can be through football, it can be through farming, it can be through youth empowerment or women empowerment. It doesn't matter, provided you are creating that better world. Hashtag molding for work. At the end of the day, we need to find a job to earn some income and probably get a living. And that's how we mold. If you find a clay and you mold it so nicely and it makes, like, you finally make something out of it, that's the model of molding. And when we come together, actually, like you see where we are, we can actually build that community sports center and achieve those 2022 goals. And for people just to track us and to see what we've been doing, Global Youth Forum 2022, that is in GYF 2022, will be our hashtags. So as we jump onto the next segment, I'd love for Damini to jump on, and probably, I know she's looking to go somewhere, and probably share with us something in terms of the strategies, because I know we are going to get into this segment, but because of her time, she got something in terms of fundraising to get us to 2022. So Damini, you might want to jump on and just feel free to share with us what you have in terms of fundraising, because that is the first element for our 2022 goals, and then we will take you through other elements. So Damini, over to you.
Thank you so much, Peter. So fundraising, as you know, we have set different goals, so 5 different goals. So these are the 2022 fundraising strategies that is going to help us in achieving goal number 1, which is to raise Kenya shilling 60,000 for the community sports center. So as you must have seen in our video, this is a brief of our community sports center. And our first element, so we have different elements, and our first element in 2022 is to establish an archery for the center. So to achieve this, we need funds to raise the equipment and stuff, and that is where we need now goal number 1 needs to come in. So the first strategy is now partnerships. We can partner with different corporates, different institutions, so championship. So there is a registration fee of Kenya shillings 3,000. So through this, if we get many teams to be part of this event, so through the registration fee, we can raise some funds. Strategy 3 is donations and contributions. So way back in 2019, we started a campaign called the Chekana 110 campaign. So we can decide to continue with it, or members can even suggest on ways we can get donations or contributions, or what strategies they would like us to create this year that we can use to raise some funds. So this was one of the strategies. Strategy number 4 is the sale of GYF merchandise. So we have the Football for Peace t-shirts, we have the peace bracelets, we have different hoodies. So it's not like we are, because I am based in Mombasa, then these equipments are going to be available in Mombasa. You can as well raise funds or print such designs like this in your own country or counties and sell it, and then you can send us or you can contribute towards goal number 1 of Global Youth Forum. So through that, we're going to raise some funds. Strategy number 5 is fundraising parties. So we can organize virtual events, virtual meetings, virtual parties, and we can raise funds through that event. Strategy number 6 is the virtual events. For example, the Student for Sdgs debate that we have. So we can raise funds through this. So after virtual event fundraising, so after the event, we can see how members found out the event was, then they can decide that I'm going to contribute this. This can also help in participation fee. For example, we have this upcoming event. So if members or participants, where we are looking to get 40 participants, if each member contributes, let's say just a minimum of 100 shillings, then that way we are going to have raised 4,000 Kenya shillings through one event. So if we have like 12 events, then we are going to help, it's going to help in one way to achieve our goal number 1. So new ideas, if you have any ideas apart from these strategies that we have, feel free to share in the chat box, or we can also discuss it after this event in the group. And you can say like, look, I have this idea, how can we work towards it to raise the funds and achieve goal number 1. So thank you so much.
All right, okay. So thanks so much, Damini, for that. And I know you will stay, you will stick around for a while. So with that one just covered the element 1 in terms of fundraising. So the other segment we are going now to cover will be on the bigger calendar of events for the year. And this one encompasses the ideas, the ideas or the projects you suggested, and the goals that you had as individual goals. So if anyone have any question, please do feel free to drop them on the chat, and do just feel free to share with us on the comments. And then sometimes you can use email, and also we got our WhatsApp group for you to engage. So moving on to the next segment, where I'm going to share the calendar of events. How many are looking forward to this one? This is the most exciting part. That excites me the most. So you guys, can you see my screen? All right. I hope you guys can see my screen, but I will just share it again so it can move around. So just confirm to me if you can see my screen.
Yeah, can see it, Peter.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm going to just take you through this calendar of events, and just you take notes. It's not the final one. We will change this as we move along to fit all of us in, so we can just see if everyone is comfortable. And when we are having an activity, we will be designing some few things for each and every member to take part. So it can change, just like COVID striked and many things changed, and we can also work from home and do many other things. The same will happen to this. It's not just like we are like that. So looking at our 4 pillars, sorry for including department, my advisor will kill me in the house, so not to worry, Nava. So, but looking at the pillars, guys, see the life skills, the entrepreneurship, the civic, and the leadership. And I think, sorry, okay, good. Sorry for that one. If you look at the life skills, and I remember when we were starting this conversation, David mentioned on people having skills and others not having the skills. You can secure a job. Securing a job is one thing, but keeping that job is another thing. So these are skills that can help you work with people out there. So under that category, under that pillar, we have students for Sdgs event coming up, the goal setting, the job seekers forum. And I know you guys can read all these things: financial literacy, digital literacy, the life skills, and then the personal growth and development. Those falls under life skills. Come to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs set goals, and they need also to link with other entrepreneurs across the globe. You need to know how to manage finances. And in the current world, obviously, you need digital skills. And again, you need to grow as a person to be an effective or a successful entrepreneur. Then you look at the civic education. Look at your county and see how many leaders you have. And you will tell me that we have few leaders than the citizens. So how can the citizens play their part in terms of bringing that particular change? And then you go to leadership. To just sum this one up, if we have all of you from January to December take part in all activities and just take the assignments we will be giving and issuing, you will graduate as a Global Youth Forum Young Leader. So with my advisor in the house and with the other teams in the Global Youth Forum, we will define a curriculum for purely Global Youth Forum leadership, and a purely one for the entrepreneurship, and a pure one for civic. And also we will have a life skills curriculum. So that is the work that is pending. And when you look at all this, now we have a category of calendar. Look at January, we are on 17th, and we have actually done the first one, the second one, and we are on the third one. And I'm confident we will do the fourth one. And once we do these small ones, I'm telling you that 2022 is going to be a walkover for us. And this was just like a rehearsal match. You remember our football game? This was a rehearsal. So for the third, we had executive meeting. We did few things. Then volunteer meeting, which is happening today. We will have a meeting with our guests to share with them what we have discussed. And then we'll have the debate that we'll be speaking about really after this. So look at the February event. No, I want you to look at the January event. January event is like a pre-match. If you want to go to play a bigger team, you have to start small and see how everyone plays before you build your lineup. So for this event, to add on this, is just like to lay foundation, to get us started. Do people really know about these SDGs? How does the SDGs relate to their career? Who else out there works on various SDGs? And our focus in January is on quality education and decent work and economic growth. And I know, David, you mentioned that when we were starting. So to look that one going forward, that is where we will now love to put our energy. January event, leave February, leave March, leave the rest of the months. Focus on the game ahead. How can we get 40 participants from across the globe? How can we get 5 partners? How can we get 2 guests? And those will be our focus. Now, let's get to February. Pure goal setting. Every single one of us sets goal. I have goals at personal level, at organizational level, at community level, at family level. So this event is for purely setting goals. And once you set those goals, how will what will you put in place to help you achieve those goals? Because you can have goals, but if you do nothing, get it from me, nothing will happen. So we'll take you through SMART goal setting, helping you visualize how you set goals and you achieve them, how to turn ideas into measurable results, and introducing youth to the world of soft skills. How can the soft skills help you achieve those goals? And our targets, as stated, 40 youth, raise some money. Damini will have told us, like, let's say we can set a target and say this month we are raising this much to go to our community sports center. And we'll be setting a hashtag for every single event. And sorry, guys, I know we started late, so we'll run a little bit late, but just keeping my eyes on time. So, so you know. So that is January event on 31st. Look at 28th of February. So every single month we will have one event. But we want you to learn this. I will not read all of them because we will send this one to you. But what you will miss from this presentation is every single month we have one event. And once we have one event, like let's say let's take for January event, the students for SDGs debate, and we make that happen. Then David in Migori, who will have learned about SDGs, can go to a school and organize a similar event. Then come again to February, where we do goal setting. You can do your own small goal setting in a school, online. You can go on Facebook, talk to people about goals. Come to Job Seekers Forum, where we'll be taking people on how to do a cover letter, a CV, effective modes of job hunting, and those are the targets. Once you get those skills, you can go out there and do your small events and help contribute to the numbers of the goals, like our 2022 goals. The Intercounty Peace Futsal. If I do football in Siaya, Dominic can do one in Mombasa, Rogers can do one in Machakos, David can do one in Migori. Just get 6 teams, play that football, mobilize people, talk to them about civic education. Look at May, young entrepreneurship. We bring young people and we talk to them about entrepreneurship, and we just help them learn more about the business world. You get to financial literacy. Can we get somebody who was manage finances out there and have been successful to speak to us on finances? You look at the intercorporate. Can we bring more corporates together to partner with the youth and to help them achieve their projects? Maybe in Migori, there are different corporates. In Nairobi, there are different corporates, and across the globe, we have people working on that. And I was just speaking to some of my advisors, and we spoke about digital literacy. We got Google, we got Microsoft. How can we work, like Zoom? How can we work with them to empower young people with these digital skills? That is on August. And then you come on 26th of September, where now we look around and we see what can we do with these young leaders to also help us build the young leaders. Look at the life skills. We will set challenges for this particular event and just see how people perform in terms of the soft skills and how can they link that to their technical skills. Then personal growth and development. This is coming towards the end of the year. How have our volunteer members grown? When they started, have they achieved something? And by that, we'll do that particular training to assess how they've individually grown and how they've achieved their goals. And this is always the very exciting. I'm also eligible for awards team. So if you are up for this game, we will be getting this awards event to award high performers and even low performers, if you see what I mean. So it doesn't matter, provided you play your part. And we'll also be bringing all the members we will have worked with to achieve something together. So just to add on this one, this is our first event. And this is anyone, you can do anything you want on this one. Help us get people, go online, provided we will see how much we'll have achieved in terms of achieving our targets. And that's clearly our calendar of events. I've spoken so much. And there is where now we'll allow comments from the chat. And there we can take 5 minutes just to look at that calendar of events. And then we can bring it to the end, if you see what I mean. But jump on now and give me comments on the calendar of events. So thank you all for listening.
So I'll just jump in very quickly. I think, this is quite a new team as well, yeah. Right? Everyone has very different skills and you're coming different experiences. And I think that is incredible, right? Because if you're looking at the events itself, I think, Peter, you've also shared this. You would love for the members to run with some of the events and do it in your space and your communities as well. And that contributes towards the organization. The other thing is also, if you could share the skills that you have. So, have a think about it. And then you can also mention some of the skills that you'll be able to contribute, right? Other than like organizing events. And then you can also host these events to share your skills with other youth. And that would be, that's also a way to give forward.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Nava. And I know Rogers was to make a quick presentation, but due to his internet, I will just make the presentation really quick on his behalf. And his presentation, I know Nava, we spoke about it. It's about our volunteer engagement for 2022. And I know that can take us probably 3 minutes. So let me jump on and just share a bit of the 2022 volunteer engagement strategy. All right. Rogers, are you still with us?
Yes, I am, Peter.
Okay. So Rogers, I will jump on and help you on this one, but next time you will jump on and also help me with many other stuff. Okay.
Yes, sure, Peter.
Okay, good. Thanks, Rogers. So volunteer engagement strategy, Rogers worked on something and we did build it together as executive, and here is what we go. We all know our 2022 goals and probably no need to go deep more into it. Looking at what you guys had, we have also spoken about that one, and you got your goals, I get my goals, and all other members have their goals. And you also suggested projects that you love to do, and we've also touched on that. Okay, now here's where I want to dwell on the volunteer engagement strategies. A pure football team. Imagine that goalkeeper gets that ball, and the coach have trained us. I will be the coach for this particular team this year. I'm not sure who will be the coach next year, but my role as a coach, I want my team that by the end of January, we will have reached 40 students with the SDGs message, 5 corporates and 2 guests. And probably the mini will have said, we want to raise probably 4,000 for that particular month. How are we going to play? Number one, the goalkeeper gets the ball and doesn't wait for other people to just tell them what to do. Look, I got that ball. Where is my ball moving? And if you get that ball, will it help us move towards scoring those goals, or will it be one that is wasting our time? We don't want to waste anyone's time, neither do I want you guys to waste my time. We want to be somewhere where we add value and get value. And that is like the core for this particular year. So if you are there, I'm like, well, don't be somewhere when you are where you are wasting your time. Be somewhere where you are getting something out of it and giving something. So that effective team that gives the guidance, the coach, we will provide the guidance, the skills, and probably the tools to get to where we want. But it is your own initiative to put in the work. Because sometimes as we speak, I can come and speak here, but when it comes to real action, nobody really wants to act. Okay, but if we don't want to act, and we have also another job of chasing members to do stuff, we will not achieve our goals. So I want you just to go start thinking, how does a football team operate? How does it operate so that they win a league or a tournament? So purely volunteer tasks for 2022, and probably some few more will be coming up. And just before I dive onto that, every single member will receive a document with like a contract you sign. And that was prepared by our advisor in the house, that is Nava. So you will sign it. And when you sign it, these are the tasks. You will be responsible to help, like you will be helping us mobilize participants for our events. The social media engagement, you see a post on Global Youth Forum page or Twitter, feel free to always share, tag few friends. The program content development, what do you think we can include when, like, let's say on the students for SDGs? I have mentioned on the parallel event organization. If we do football, are you in a position to mobilize few teams within your region and play football? Motivating and inspiring other youth to take action, both online and offline. Then as we move along, we will be asking you to report back on probably few things you guys have been working on and what you've learned. So those are just few tasks that our volunteers will be taking. So to add on that, there is a form somewhere that will be asking you guys that, look, at the end of the month, not in the middle of the month. So like, for example, we have students for SDGs debate. We will be asking you, how many hours did you volunteer that particular month? And what measurable results did you achieve at the end of the month? And we will be awarding you according to the measurable results you gave. And this will contribute to your recommendation letters. And when opportunities come our way and we have to recommend members, we just go to that form and we just see how members have been performing. Sometimes they do say you can't reap where you haven't sowed. They do say that. And it's really true. No, you leave your garden without seedlings or without plants, just go there and forget about getting some harvests. Active volunteer rewards, learning by doing mentorship. We won't put you down and start feeding you with content. We want to give you as you do stuff. When you are stuck outside there, you come and ask, look, I'm trying to achieve this, but I'm stuck. Look, try this one. You go to Nava. Nava will also give you a tip. Try this one and see if it works. Then we will be nominating. When we were speaking to our other board of trustees, they say the youth needs exposure. But these exposures need you to be like well-informed, purely active and doing things. We can't nominate people who just sat there and wait for nominations. Then results-based recommendation. This is purely on what you've done. And we can only do it after 3 months. Recommendation that comes after 3 months is always solid because we will have a story to tell about you. Then online courses and special volunteer training offers. We'll be sharing links with you. And sometimes in the middle, we'll be doing special offers and training for you guys. Then the Volunteer of the Year awards. The volunteer who gives their best at the end of the year. This year, we want to see what we can do much better to see how best we can reward and recognize your efforts. At the end of the day, we want all of you that even your children, even if we are not there, they can come and proudly say, my dad or my mom worked for this community sports center. And you guys can support me. Like my son is Wambui. Can we absorb your son? Imagine leaving the world and knowing you contributed to a center that will help your children and your children's children. Finally, if you look at the elements of this, there are so many, but we want to start with this particular element, the archery, and we will tell you more about that. Once this is established, young people can even get jobs through our center, and we can be training more people outside on archery and on life skills. So just type or just give me on the chat if you guys are ready to like make 2022 dream come a reality. And then that covers nearly all the agenda that we had. And now I will just say we got 6 more minutes. The work plan and strategy, I think the strategy has been shared, the football team structure and the roles of volunteers, and the strategy will be coming based on particular event. If we have students for debate event, what strategy will we be using? And this will be coming from all the volunteers. You share your strategy, we go implement it, and we get the results. So I open the floor for the next 6 minutes, and then we have a call to action, and then we go home. Thank you guys for listening. Oh, does that mean the silence means we grasp nearly everything and we have nothing to say, but just jump on action straight away? Or, but yeah, jump on, guys.
Hello, Peter.
Carry on, Fatima.
Hello.
Carry on.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know what's your plan on 24th of January, since it's the International Day of Education.
I have no plans in there yet, but I know the plan I have is for 31st, but you can tell us the plan you have, and then we see where we go in. So let me just set my timer. I forgot.
So on 24th of January, there's this organization, Elimu Care. It will conduct an event here in Kisauni sub-county to commemorate that day. It will plan what, let me say, like debate, essay competition among students, and the best student will be awarded. So I thought maybe Global Youth Forum, as a volunteer, and maybe so Global Youth Forum can join partnership with them, since you also support the education.
Okay, so just to jump onto that one really quick, just like I said, members, our volunteer members are free to bring us something because there are always various modes of partnership. And because in January, we have quality education and decent work, there are many ways we can help, probably spreading what they do. And you as Fatima partnering with them through us, we can also contribute in a way and just create the awareness on what they are looking to do. So that can be your other side event. If you see what I mean, Fatima, you will say like, look, in January, because it was an event for quality education and this, as a member of Global Youth Forum, I contributed to this event like this. I helped them do this and that, and probably we can build on that. So that's a good one. And we will look into it. And because we are doing something on 31st, I will think I can say this falls under the volunteer category, where you just jump on and support others where you can. Now, what do you have to say on that?
Yeah, that's great. I think moving forward, we're definitely looking at how to create meaningful partnerships in communities, right? So definitely one way is to have volunteers, in the networks as well. If you see relevant institutions and organizations organizing different events, like Fatima, you've brought this up. Yeah, do bring them forward so that we can also partner with these organizations to also, to share about what GYF is doing. So formally, I think if you can send some email to establish that partnership so we can share about the organization, that would be very helpful. Or if the organization can also just share about it on their platforms, that would work. But of course, we want to make sure that it is a meaningful partnership so we can also contribute in some way to that organization and the event.
Yeah, thanks, Nava, for that. So someone else with some comments in terms of our calendar of events before we get to the call to action and just call it a day, and then we just swing on to the month's event. Wambui, I can see you are in the room. Aravind, you haven't spoken, but I saw you touch on transparency and cryptocurrency, which are, transparency is key, and that is one of our pillars. Every single fund we donate, everything that somebody gives us, we want to be as transparent as like no one else out there, because there is where we thrive. If you send Peter money, he says he's going to buy a bow, he goes to hotel or he goes to swim in the beach and just enjoy himself, then God will give him his reward. So if you see what I mean. So we just go to play our part if even no one is watching. I read those ones. So Wambui, who else haven't spoken? Wambui, Doris, please speak to us.
Just very quickly to jump on transparency, I think something that is very reassuring is knowing that our treasurer is an accountant, right? So she is very trained in this area.
Yeah. Thanks for adding that one, Nava. She's an auditor, so she keeps me. If I want more money, I have a problem there. So yeah, so your money is safe. Not necessarily money, the resources. Wambui, jump on.
Yeah, thanks, Peter, for the meeting. And I think I've learned enough. I've understood the objectives, the goals, and everything that is needed from every volunteer. Yeah, and also the calendar of events, of which, as my sister has just said, it's very important to mark those international days. So I know you said that the calendar of events, it's not like the final one. So if you could think of, if you could work now with those international days, also to help the organization to be recognized by major institutes anyhow, I think I will have like a personal talk with you because I know there's so much you need to discuss like one-on-one. And I joined in this organization also as part of partnership with our organization. And we have one major event that we are planning with this organization. And I know instead of wasting people's time here, I heard you said the meeting started late. I think it will be good if I speak to you, Damini and Rogers, the executive team, and then we see the way forward. Asante.
Thanks, Wambui. Wambui have been active since we met sometime before 12th December. So thank you for that. Last one. So as we close, here is this one. You got to see this. So the next call to action will be this, friends. We will send this one your way. This one. Can you guys see that one? That is purely for you, the 2022 members. So we will send that one your way. We will guide you on how to go about it. And then, obviously, as you look to sign that, our role is now to jump on the Students for SDGs debate. That is now, like, just ignore everything about what Global Youth Forum does, what everything. Can we mobilize as many as we can to sign up for the Students for SDGs debate? Get the word, share it, let's get friends. And in addition to that, if we get them to donate or to fund, it's a free event. We are not asking anyone to pay anything. But if they love or wish to pay something or donate something towards our goal for this particular year for setting a nursery, they are welcome. But it is purely free. And you will learn a lot of it. You will learn a lot from that. So that's our call to action. And now anyone, we will just allow 3 more minutes just before we close the room. But that is it from me. And I will welcome Rogers and Rogers, Nava, and any volunteer in the house to just give a closing remark. So thank you all for listening this afternoon. It is probably 2:23 my end. So in the next 3 minutes, we will close the room. So one volunteer, Nava, and then Rogers with the closing remarks. Thank you all for listening. Remember, I'm still here. I'm not running away. You may want to turn also your camera on if you can. So you will say you are in GYF volunteers meeting. So when we come to celebrate towards the end, look, I was there, I contributed to the goals. So I'm part of the goals. So jump on, turn your camera on, we connect the names to the faces. And sometimes, look, to brand the team, I'm just adding, you might want to brand yourself. So you play in a full kit, and you can maybe look for a branding company next to your town, and we can engage, and they can print you stuff, and you can get GYF merchandise. We will discuss that a little bit later, but thanks.
Okay,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes,
I'm not sure if okay. Go ahead.
This is Arvind here. You can hear me, guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Rogers, Peter, and everyone like who presented this meeting. And actually, I'm new here, no? So I'm from India. I think I'm the only person from India. Is it so?
No, not really. No, we got 2 people. I know 2 people, but yeah, we will speak about it.
Yeah, I think actually when I'm opening my mic, it is your videos and are lagging. So only I'm unable to speak. Anyway, I will be chatting. Sorry for that one.
Okay, so just now jump on then. Thanks, Aravind.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Peter, and all volunteers who've been present throughout the whole session. Just also like to thank Nava for her advice on all that we've been discussing, and I'd just like to say that I believe that this year we are looking to go big, and I believe that everyone's contribution towards the goals that we have in place will be very important, and we want all our volunteers to be very active throughout the year. And also we know that there's at certain points that we encounter challenges and all that. but it is very important that maybe you can seek some advice and all that, support from maybe one of our colleagues. And also just like to say that through contribution from everyone, we can be able to achieve a lot, because as Peter said, that this is just like a football, a football game. We have players, and the moment in a football match that maybe a player is given a red card and all that, it affects the team's performance. So I hope that as we start, we are now almost 13 volunteers, that we will be able to end the year with 13 volunteers, because when our volunteers drop out in the course of the year, it affects our performance. But although at GYF we believe in working with a small committed team, and no matter what, we want to achieve these results, but we want all of you to be active throughout the year. And I believe that together we can be able to achieve a lot. Thank you.
Thanks, Rogers, for that contribution. Deeply appreciated. Who wants to bring us home? Who else wants to bring us home? Okay, Nava, you can close the meeting for us. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Peter. I'll keep this really short. So I think everyone has contributed and shared either why you're here or what you're looking to do, or even ask questions. So thank you very much for engaging with today's session. I think it's been very exciting to see what we can come up with for the year ahead. I think most importantly, it's about co-creating this community together. So I hope you stay engaged throughout the year and you continue contributing. To keep this as an analogy, right? I see ourselves as like catalysts. Right, so if you look at any sort of community, the resources and the resources are already there. So sometimes we act as catalysts as individuals to start that reaction with existing resources, right? To mobilize it and get it going. So that's where we are this year, where we come together, we start these reactions, and then we see what happens, right? So I look forward to what we get to do this year, and I think we'll continuously engage on our various platforms. And we'll also see each other again in our January event. So thanks very much for joining.
All right. So thank you so much, Nava, for the closure. And now I end this session, and now we look to get hit